Okay, greetings, students of Strand University. This is Professor Nguyen, course instructor for Business 313, Introduction to Entrepreneurship. So I just want to come on board and give you some hints and instructional support as we navigate um, for 11 weeks of instruction on what entrepreneurs must do, uh, can do, and why they need to do certain things in order to become successful entrepreneurs in the marketplace. So, this course entitled Introduction to Entrepreneurship. So, the question here is, what is entrepreneurship? So, entrepreneurship is not an overnight thing. It starts out with an idea. So you might have a very basic idea, but you might not know that your very basic idea can turn into millions and millions of dollars. So entrepreneurship is basically an act of starting and running a business. So if you are an aspiring person who have great ideas and you want to turn your ideas into a product or a service that people can use, then go ahead. Create a business for you, eventually maybe for your family. Once you decide to end the business and you are looking for someone to transfer the business to. So this is the process. So this is what entrepreneurship is about, is having an idea and turning the ideas into a reality by opening a business. So this is what entrepreneurship is. So it is not an easy thing to do. It is a tedious process that involves risk-taking. You have to put financial resource into this process. And financial resources alone are not sufficient. You have to put time, you have to invest your intellectual idea, and a plethora of things that you must do to make sure you have a successful business. So if you have the guts, if you enjoy risk-taking responsibly, then you are the individual who think outside the box. You take an idea or a product and you create a business. So this process is known as entrepreneurship. Then you are an entrepreneur by creating a business for others to buy or to use. So creating a business is not an overnight thing. It involves many stages. It requires a lot of work and dedication. So in some cases, being an entrepreneur doesn't apply to everyone. So entrepreneurs are highly motivated risk takers that have a vision and sacrifice a lot to achieve that vision. Some of the sacrifices including time spent away from family, not having the time for yourself. In some situations, you might end up losing a whole lot of money. So, for example, we all know Facebook, and I know for sure that from 1 to 10, at least 9 people have a Facebook account. So in some situations, some people may not like Mark Zuckerberg, who is the founder of Facebook. And when he started out Facebook, It was called the Facebook, not Facebook. It was called the Facebook. So Mark Zuckerberg and his fellow classmates thought of an idea, a way to use EDU emails to share photos and to connect with each other at Harvard University. So with $1,000 investment of each classmate, Facebook um, was launched in 2004. Now it has become a multi-national conglomerate with a net worth of 1,000 billion US dollars. So you can see it's not an overnight sensation. It takes time, it takes vision, it takes focus, and it takes a lot of sacrifices for something like an idea that can turn into a successful business venture. This is what entrepreneurship is about. So in Business 313, we will discuss different approaches, different ways individuals, you and I, can do and must do. And the reason why we're doing certain things, so we can become successful entrepreneurs. So at the completion of Business 313, you as the students will be able to recommend a business model that aligns with a given business venture. So when we're talking about a business model, this is not a business concept. A model is basically a platform, an approach, how you as an entrepreneur go about to generate profits for your company. For example, your business concept can be having a place for a family to come and enjoy themselves. That is your business concept. But then how are you going to make money? That is the business model. So you need to be able to recommend a business model that aligns with a given business venture and justify target market segment. So you have an idea, but you need to know who will be your customers. Without customers, you don't have a business, because the customers will bring in the revenues that you need, so you can have the funds to pay your liabilities, such as your water bill, taxes, and other fees that associate with running a business. Recommend a plan for identifying funding sources. So remember, you have a business concept, then you have to know what business model that is suitable for your business concept. Then you need to market, because if you don't have the target market segments, you don't know who your primary, your secondary target, then who will come to your business to buy the products or the services that you offer. And eventually you put together as a complete business plan. So an entrepreneur must have a business plan. So in the business plan, you need to have a business model. You need to have the target market segments. You have to be able to identify the funding sources that you need to run a business. So these are the 4 learning outcomes that you will be able to produce at the completion of Business 313. So here are some of the things that I want you to remember that you have to do for each week. So throughout the next 11 weeks, we will have 10 discussions. So each week there will be a different discussion question, and the discussion question relate to the written assignments which come together as a final business plans towards the end. So you have to post your original discussion based on the question that I posted each week. Then after you post your original discussion, you must respond to a peer's response. Quality matters. Don't give a response with 2 or 3 sentences. Your original discussion needs to be at least 5 complete sentences in a paragraph format. Don't just write 2 or 3 things. For example, hey John, I agree with what you say. It is the best. I love what you say. That is not quality response. You need to respond to a peer's posted discussion that is relevant to the discussion topic, all right? So you need to plan for reading so you can understand what your peers are posting each week. So you need to be able to read the discussion, post your own discussion, and provide at least one. Now, you don't have to limit yourself just to one peer's responses. You can do 2 or 3. We are here to learn from each other how to become successful business entrepreneur. So then after that, you will have 10. You will have 2 homework activities. The first one will be in week 1. So the first homework activity involves you have to write 1 paragraph about your business concept. Then in week number 4, you have to do an outline for your business. So that will be 20 points. Then for each week, you will have 1 quiz. Now remember, we don't have a textbook. So you have to navigate the module of this class so you can find the information that pertain to the questions on the quiz. Now, at some points, I will post the notes which are relevant to the quizzes that you will take weekly. But in sometimes I don't have to do that, but I will make an effort to provide you with the notes. But again, you as a student have the responsibility to navigate the information so you can have the information to use and take the quiz. Then you will have 3 written assignments. Remember, your 3 written assignments will be combined together and turn into a PowerPoint presentation in week number 10. So your first written assignment, your second written assignment, your third written assignment, they will align with the final business plan. Okay? The first one, the first written assignment will be about the business model, such as using the freemium business model or the franchise business model to generate funds, to generate revenues for your business. Then for the second written assignment, focus on your target market segments. Who will be your primary target market segment? Who will be your secondary target market segment? So that's your written assignment number 2, which is in week 5. And then for the third written assignment, which is in week number 7, focuses on the startup funds. What potential funding sources you will use, how you will obtain the funding sources, what strategy you will use for your funding sources, what is your working capital, and 2, potential funds that you will reject. So that will be the third written assignment. So once you have received the feedback from 1, 2, 3 written assignments, you will put together a PowerPoint presentation which is called the final business plan. The final business plan must include an executive summary, the business model, the target market segments, the startup funds, and an exit strategy. So these are the things that you must do each week for the next 11 weeks in Business 313. If you need academic tutorial support, you have access to tutor.com. Contact your success coach if you need to have login ID and password for this tutorial website, which is free for you. Whenever you write and you want to make sure that you have correct grammar, use grammarly.com. This is a great tool for you to edit and revise your work. Don't just submit anything. Whenever you write, a sentence needs to have a subject and a predicate. Your sentence usually begins with a capital letter and ends with a punctuation mark. You have to be able to learn how to cite with evidence. So Grammarly.com can help you to eliminate some of the mistakes. If you have technical issues, contact technical support. I'm here to give you instructional support. I don't have the resources, the tool to help you with technical problems when you need help with. So if you don't feel like calling, you can chat with IT, okay? So for week number 1, which will start next week, and it will end on Sunday. So week number 1, you have 3 tasks. Discussion 1, post your original discussion. Provide comment to one peer's posted discussion. Do the homework activity, which is 10 points. 1 paragraph stating why or what is your business concept. If you already have a business, write about it. Take your quiz. The notes for quiz 1 are already posted in the announcements. So look out for the announcements. So whenever I post something, I will post via the announcement, and an email is often sent to you once I posted the announcement. So even though some students may want to do their work and submit on Sunday, from my experience, students end up not having time, or even if they do, they turn in mediocre or incomplete or substandard work. So I strongly recommend you to plan. Plan for doing your work. Plan to spend time with your family. Plan to do your job effectively. So balance work, life, family, and study. So you can have adequate time to do a little bit here and a little bit there. Because I believe this is a part of a success story. So this is a challenge for you to become a successful entrepreneur. You have to give up something in order to gain something. Again, as a professor of this course, I do reserve the right not to accept late work. So if you miss a deadline, you need to contact me so I can be aware of the situation and give you the necessary support. So by all means, I don't have to accept late work. And if you um, send in late work, there is a penalty for late work. So um, I'm here to support you. So let's work together so we can have a successful journey discussing important ideas in how to become successful entrepreneurs in the marketplace. This is Professor Nguyen.